Imagine your house is on fire. You need water now. You don't argue about who pays the water bill. You grab the hose. That's how governments think about money, and that's why they reach for debt long before they touch taxes. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Governments don't love debt because it's smart. They love it because it's fast, quiet, and politically painless. And right now, that matters more than ever. Every government promises the same things: roads, jobs, safety, growth, stability. Voters want all of it, but nobody wants the bill. Raising taxes is loud. People notice, they complain, they vote you out. Borrowing is silent. No angry headlines, no immediate pain, just money showing up when you need it. So governments borrow, again and again. But how does that actually work? When a government needs money, it doesn't knock on your door. It issues debt, basically IOUs. These IOUs are called bonds. Banks buy them, pension funds buy them, insurance companies buy them. Sometimes even foreign governments buy them. Why? Because governments are seen as the safest borrowers on earth. If a friend owes you money, you worry. If a government owes you money, you relax. At least, that's the assumption. Now, here's where the magic happens. When a government borrows, it gets the money immediately. The pain comes later, spread out over decades, paid by future taxpayers who didn't vote today. Taxes are instant pain. Debt is delayed pain. Politicians don't think in decades. They think in election cycles, 4 years, 5 years, sometimes less. Debt fits perfectly into that timeline. But there's another reason debt feels safer than taxes. Taxes slow things down. People spend less. Businesses invest less. The economy feels it right away. Debt does the opposite. Borrowed money flows into the system. Projects start. Jobs appear. GDP ticks up. It looks like growth, and growth is a beautiful illusion. Now let's talk about the uncomfortable math. Debt isn't free. It carries interest. At first, interest feels small, almost polite. But debt stacks. Interest compounds. And suddenly, a large part of government budgets isn't funding schools or hospitals. It's paying for old promises. In many countries today, interest payments are one of the largest expenses. Not defense, not healthcare. Interest. That means governments are working just to service yesterday. So why don't they stop? Because stopping hurts. To stop borrowing, governments would need to do one of 3 things: raise taxes sharply, cut spending deeply, or grow the economy faster than the debt. The first option angers voters. The second causes protests. The third sounds easy, but almost never works for long. So they choose option 4, borrow more. Here's the irony. Debt is often justified as temporary, emergency spending, short-term relief, extraordinary circumstances. But emergencies keep happening. Recessions, wars, pandemics, financial crises. Debt never gets paid down. It gets rolled over. Old debt is replaced with new debt, like paying a credit card bill with another credit card. As long as lenders believe the government can keep doing this, the system holds. Confidence is everything. The moment confidence cracks, things get interesting. Interest rates rise, debt becomes expensive, budgets tighten fast, and suddenly all the quiet decisions of the past become very loud problems in the present. This is where hype meets reality. Governments often say debt doesn't matter because we owe it to ourselves, or because growth will handle it, or because modern economies are different now. Sometimes they're right, for a while. But debt isn't just numbers, it's power. Who you owe matters. What currency you owe in matters. How fast interest changes matters. Debt gives governments flexibility until it doesn't. And when that line is crossed, choices disappear quickly. Taxes rise anyway. Spending gets cut anyway, just under panic instead of planning.
Zoom out, and the bigger risk becomes clear. Debt shifts responsibility forward in time, from today's voters to tomorrow's citizens, from visible costs to invisible ones. It keeps systems running, but it also hides stress fractures. So governments don't choose debt because it's harmless. They choose it because it's easier than honesty. And the real question isn't whether debt is good or bad. It's this: